Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a back to school or work tutorial. I'm using all drugstore products today except for one because I'll explain why later in the video. Even though I'm not going back to school this year for the first time ever, well, probably not ever, like obviously when I was a baby, but for years I have always gone back to school, and this is the first year I have not, and I'm 24. So that's a little crazy, and I'm kind of having a little bit of FOMO because I like school. I'm a nerd like that. So I thought I would create this look for those of you that are going back to school. I'm really jealous. It's a really simple, natural, affordable look. So yeah, this is the look. I don't know what else to say. My brain hurts. I need to go back to school. Please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below that's your back to school essential or work, whatever, your everyday essential product. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial on how to achieve this work of art. I'm gonna stop doing that now. Okay, let's get into it. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is dip into my CoverGirl TruNaked Peach Punch palette. I really love this thing, especially for every day. There's just a lot of really easy to work with shades in here. I personally love peach, so if you don't like peach, they also have a chocolate one. They also have like a rose toned one. They have a bunch of options. The only two that I've tried are the peach and chocolate ones. Hold on, I'll get the chocolate one for you. I'm struggling. Success. This is what the chocolate one looks like. It's a lot deeper though, so I don't know. It is pretty, but it's just a lot deeper, maybe not as everyday appropriate, so I'm gonna go with the peach one today. And the first thing I'm gonna do is dip into this matte brown shade here on the end. They don't have names, so I'm just gonna point because I don't know what else I would do. And I'm just gonna start off with that on a big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe Y15, and I'm just gonna place it in the crease, starting with the outer corner. So just to avoid like having a crazy pigmented crease color, I just flick most of it off. And I'm just gonna blend it upwards towards my brow bone. So yeah, I'm just placing it in the crease and then just blending it upwards. This color is super easy to blend, so this is fairly easy to do with just the one color. Then I'm gonna pick up a little more on my brush, and I'm just going to apply it to the outer lid just for a little extra definition. You can use one of the deeper shades in this palette, but I don't want this look to get too smoky because I tend to do that sometimes. I always think I'm gonna go natural, and next thing you know, it's like the most dramatic look, and no one wants to wear that to school or work. So I'm just blending it upwards, and I feel like I got a little bit carried away. So what I'm gonna do is just grab a little shadow brush, and I'm gonna take the lightest shade on the end here, and I'm just gonna get some of that on the brush, and I'm just gonna run it back and forth along the crease or brow bone just to kind of tone down that color. And then I'm gonna go back in with no additional product and just blend that. Then for the lid, I am going to go into this color right here. It's like a peachy champagne. I was gonna go for this one, but I didn't want to do like a full peach eye. I just wanted to do something neutral with kind of a peach undertone. So I'm just gonna grab this shade here on my finger. These are super easy to apply because they are so soft. So I find that the finger is the easiest. And I'm so sorry I'm using my middle one. That was not smart of me. So yeah, I'm just applying this all over the lid with my finger. I'm not being precise about it at all. This isn't like a cut crease. This is just like a natural smoky kind of look. Then instead of eyeliner, oh, sorry, itchy nose. I feel like that always happens when I'm filming. Then instead of eyeliner, I'm going to go into this deep brown shade right here, and I'm going to grab it on an angled brush. This is a Sigma E65. And I'm just going to place this along the lash line. I really like doing this method, especially for school or work, just because it's almost impossible to screw up. I just inhaled that powder, oh my gosh. But yeah, this is almost impossible to screw up. It's not really precise at all. It's not like a liquid liner where you can definitely make mistakes. Just like that, super easy. And that's it for the eyes for now. I'm gonna go back in after. That's just how I do my makeup. But next I'm gonna go into foundation. I'm gonna use my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is my favorite foundation from the drugstore. I really wanna try the Milani Conceal and Perfect one, but they don't really have my shade. The lighter shade is too dark for me. So it's a sad day. So if you're fair like me, this is a pretty good match. It goes pretty light. And I also like that it has a doe foot applicator. Honestly, it's really freaking unsanitary, but it's really fast. So I do like it for that, but it's really gross to like wipe it on your face and then put it back in a tube. It's kind of, I try not to think about it. And I'm just gonna blend this in using my Real Technique sponge. Whenever I'm blending it down my neck, I always do like this double chin face. It's so not attractive, but it helps me make it even down the neck. So quick tip, probably the worst tip I've ever given on this channel. Okay, so now I am going to go in with concealer. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. I'm going in with the shade Medium Peach, which isn't my shade, but I really wanted to use this, so I'm gonna use it. It's so not my shade. Oh god, I forgot. I always think it looks lighter in the tube, which it does, and then I put it under my eyes and I'm like, oh no girl, that was a bad idea. But they do have quite a bit of shades. It's just I picked the wrong one. I should have known, like, when am I ever a medium peach? Never. Oh my god, that's so dark. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define on top of that, just to kind of make it a little more light. Oh god, this one's running out. I do like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer more than this Makeup Revolution one. Just in case you were wondering, I think it is better. And it lasts longer too. This lasted me like 3 uses, I swear. Okay, so now that that's all blended out, I'm gonna quickly go in with some cream blush before I set everything. I'm gonna use the NYX Bear With Me Hydrating Cheek Tint. I really like this. It's really easy and it's really pretty, and I find it is kind of hydrating. I have oily skin, so I'm probably not the best person to tell you about hydrating, but it feels cooling on the face, and honestly I should have applied that with a brush. I don't know what I was thinking. That was probably a huge mistake, just like slapping my face trying to blend it. Oh no, that blended okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Grab that on a brush next time. Actually, I think I'm gonna add a little more, so I'm gonna grab it on a brush. This is just a Morphe Y5, so I'm just gonna grab some on here, just like that. It applies with a brush a lot easier. So I'm just gonna stipple it on, and then I'm gonna go back in with my sponge. I feel like this is a really good product because it is really rare for me to like a cream blush, and this just applies really nicely. It's really easy to use, and that's one of the main reasons that I don't like cream blushes, because they can get like patchy and weird, but this one doesn't do that, so I would recommend it. So I'm just gonna set everything now with powder. My powder is not Drugstore. I'm so sorry, I'm the worst. I'm just gonna use my Kat Von D powder. I just don't like having multiple powders at once. It's like a weird thing that I have. I have to go through a powder completely before I buy a new one. I'm not like that with any other product except powder, so I'm just gonna do this off camera and we're gonna pretend it was a drugstore powder, okay? So now that everything's powdered, I'm gonna go back to the eyes really quickly. All I'm gonna do is, okay, if I can open this palette. Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna grab our crease shade that we used, this mid-tone matte brown, and I'm just gonna grab it on a small fluffy brush, just a tiny bit, and I'm just gonna run it under the lash line. Just like that, and I'm going to apply a little bit of waterline eyeliner. This is totally optional. I'm gonna go in with my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Chocolate. You can use whatever eye pencil you want, or not at all. You don't have to. And I'm just gonna run it on my waterline. I find this pencil has really great staying power. I really like it. I like to go in with a brown too. I just find black can sometimes be too harsh for every day. I didn't used to think that. When I was in high school, I was like all about black liner, but not so much anymore. Then for mascara, I'm gonna go in with my Covergirl Lashblast Volume Waterproof. I always like to wear waterproof for every day, just because you don't know if you're gonna sweat or cry or what, especially in the fall when you think that, sorry, I can't talk when I put mascara on. When you think that it's gonna be fall weather in September, so you dress like it's fall and it's freaking not, and you sweat like a beast because it's actually still hot out at the beginning of September, and then you're dressed in like freaking sweaters and cardigans and stuff. I did that every year. I never learned my lesson. And I'm just gonna apply some on the lower lash line too. Okay, so now that I've mascaraed both eyes, if this eye waters, please forgive me. I think there's something in it. I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face. I am going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This bronzer slaps. I feel like I'm way too old to be saying that, but it does. It's like really expensive though. I'm trying to find something that's more affordable that's of similar quality, but I don't know if I can, man. And I'm just gonna bronze up the perimeter of my face. I'm not really gonna contour just because that's a lot of work. But I do like adding some bronzer in these areas just to add a little bit of shape. And I also kind of like to add a little bit just right here to make it look like I got more sun than I actually did. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Like, can you not? And I'm just gonna add a little more blush. I'm just gonna add some Milani Berry Amore Baked Powder Blush. I'm just adding this because, well, I want to. And it adds a little bit of a sheen. So I'm just adding a tiny bit because we already do have blush on. Just a little bit on the nose, again, just to like have a sun-kissed kind of effect. I swear I never get this many notifications, and as soon as I turn my phone sound on so that I can film, everyone wants to text me. Then I'm gonna go into highlighter, and this is my favorite everyday highlighter. I don't really talk about it like much on YouTube and Instagram because it's not really a blinding highlight, but in my everyday life I use this quite a bit. This is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This is in the shade Be My Highlight. It's such a pretty glow, and it's not over the top, so that's really nice. That's why I like it for every day. I wish they would come out with a bit of a lighter shade because this one can be too dark on me, like in the winter months, but right now it's perfect. And then for lips, I think I'm gonna go with some ColourPop. I'm gonna use What's Your Sign Luxe lipstick. I really also like the ultra blotted lips, so if you're looking for something a little more long wearing, I would definitely recommend those. I just don't really have any drugstore lip products that are like actual drugstore products, not just affordable, that I love. I don't know. If you have any really good ones, leave them down below. And I'm gonna add a little gloss on top. This is ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Champagne Mami. I love this gloss. It's so good. I love that smell too. I really need to keep some dry shampoo here because my hair always looks like a train wreck. What is that? Like, it just stays up now because it's so bleached. Anything I do to it, it just stays. Anyways, that is it for this look. It was really easy, really quick when you're not talking to a camera. I could probably do this in like 10 minutes. Probably 15 if I'm being realistic. But yeah, it's super wearable. It's what I would wear to work or school, even though I'm not going back to school this year. Please leave any comments down below, especially of drugstore recommendations. Your girl is on a budget right now, so I'm really into drugstore products. I want to try more specifically from e.l.f. because they're 100% vegan, and I think that's really cool and I want to support them. So if you've made it this far, leave your favorite e.l.f. product down below. Anyways, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please subscribe if you have not yet, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!